You say I stole 2 million, but I can't even pay it back. Where is everyone? If I had that much money, I wouldn't even want it. I'd rather pay extra. Are you just here to watch the spectacle? So young, and you already don't want to work hard. How old are you? Do you know how far single women in Dalian are willing to go just to get married these days? Actually, now I see a lot of girls. I've seen a few people. Just like that. Typical of these people, to get married, they would rather spend a lot of money, but no one wants them, but no one wants me anymore. So I start to panic. So I want to be the most competitive among the older leftover women. I don't want a house, car, or gift, and I am willing to give the boy a gift of 50,000 yuan. If we live well after marriage, I can also write off my 2 houses and let you drive your luxury car. Other than that, if 2 people get married, I can skip the wedding banquet and the traditional gifts, and we don't have to take wedding photos. Dory T. As long as we like each other, we can just get the marriage certificate. Besides that, I can provide the guy with my asset report, credit report, and medical checkup report. If needed, I can even give you my KFC purchase history. After marriage, I support doing a paternity test. Everyone, help me think if there's anything else I can compete on. I'm 35 now and really can't get married. And no one around me is introducing anyone to me anymore. I used to think, well, if I get older and no one wants me, I'll just look for a divorced man with a child. But now I've realized that divorced men, those with money, go for young, pretty girls, and those with average financial conditions tend to look for women who are also divorced with or without kids. Anyway, they just don't want to choose an older leftover woman like me. Even if, right, I have a house, a car, and a degree. The house, you can live in it. The car, you can drive it. I'm even willing to give a dowry of 50,000 yuan on top of everything. But it still doesn't work. They just don't want to choose me. I really don't know why. Am I really that bad? Older single women these days are just way too competitive. All just to get married. Not only do they not want a house or a car, they're even willing to give the man 50,000 yuan as a dowry. Some people are even willing to give 100,000 yuan, plus 3 or 5 jin of gold. Each of them has a house, a car, and savings. What about me? All I have is a rented apartment. What do I have to compete with? I want to cry. Unmarried and childless at 33, I can't keep going like this. Women in their 30s, still called leftover, talk about dowries of tens of thousands, waiting for the highest bidder. Still chasing stories of CEOs falling for women near retirement. Girls born after 2000 are entering the marriage market, capping dowries at 30,000, thinking whoever buys the marital home is a fool, not lacking love and would rather call a cab, boldly carrying the banner of marrying with minimal requirements.
Older women wanting to have children are really being hit from all sides. Lately, there are more and more women who are even willing to pay to get married. Not only do they not ask for a dowry, but they actually give money to the man. Why is this happening? There are 2 main reasons. The first is that reality has given them a harsh price tag. In online matchmaking in Tianjin, there are 9 women for every man. Men are simply in short supply. And at that 1,000-person matchmaking event in Hangzhou, everyone already knew that among the 1,000 or so women present, there wasn't a single man. Why is this happening? Mainly, after the fat cat incident in the past 2 years, men became aware of their situation. We won't go into details. In short now, no men are willing to go to matchmaking events. I'm 34, an older single woman and I want to get married without asking for a dowry. And I'm even willing to offer a house and car. I just don't know if I can still find someone to marry this way.
It just feels so hard. Oh, if I really can't get married, I'm thinking of offering a dowry of 380,000 yuan to marry a man. A lot of people doubt that I have that much money. Don't doubt it, I really don't. But I can take out a loan to pay the dowry. After we get married, we can pay it back together. After all, we'll be a family, so there's no need to fuss over these things, right? Some girls have messaged me privately, saying that not asking for a dowry makes me cheap, and that offering a dowry myself means I'm losing out. But sisters, we're not the same. You're young, beautiful, and have a great figure. Guys lining up to chase you could stretch all the way to France. But I'm almost 35. If I don't offer a dowry of several 100,000 yuan to marry a man, I'll end up lonely for the rest of my life. Recently, there's been another older single woman. Nowadays, they're even willing to pay a dowry of 188,000 yuan to a man just to bring home a good, virtuous husband.
Where does the dowry go? It can't go to his parents. It must come into our household. Each month, he'll get 2,000 yuan pocket money. He doesn't need to work, but after marriage, he must care for my parents. He should be 1.8 meters tall, like working out, not smoke, not drink, and not fool around. That way, he'll look good in public and be reliable at home. Brothers, would you accept a woman offering a dowry of 188,000 yuan and pocket money? In Shenzhen, young women already exceed 2 million, with 800,000 high-quality single women over 35. Even with dowries, no one wants them, so most will likely stay single and lonely.
You probably never expected this, right? That's because they all share several traits. They're local to Shenzhen, have incomes to support themselves, but can't afford a house. They've dated high-quality, successful men, but none of those relationships worked out. They have high living standards and would rather stay single than settle. For this type of woman, it's hard to find a partner for a first love, because even outstanding successful men from ordinary families here would never choose a 35-year-old woman. 28-year-old women already seem old to them. For men from well-off families, their parents are even more opposed. One-OS. When matchmakers recommend candidates, they usually prioritize outstanding Shenzhen women under 26. The marriage and dating market in Shenzhen is realistic and harsh. Even if you donate money for your granddaughter, don't ask for a house, bride price, wedding banquet, and even offer a dowry, there's still no one interested. Just a few days ago at one of our events, there was a 35-year-old unmarried female guest. She changed her outfit and makeup and looked elegant. By appearance, she still looked quite young. But compared to women in their 20s, there was still a significant gap. She said she's 35 this year and willing to forego a house, bride price, or wedding banquet. She only wants the man to have good character, share her values, be healthy, and have a stable job. At first, when her age wasn't mentioned, several men were interested. But once they heard her age, the men stopped talking. One divorced man wanted to get to know her, but she turned him down, saying she still wanted someone who had never been married. Later, at the event, she liked one of the men and asked us to talk to him. We went to talk to him, but he rejected her, saying she was too old. He said even if she offered to pay, it still wasn't worth it. He said she's past her prime, and even if I married her, there's no guarantee she could have children. If she's this old and still unmarried, there must be something wrong. Maybe she's too picky or has a difficult personality. That would bring trouble. He asked if he was right. Women over 35, even if they offer a bride price, no one is interested. A friend of mine was chatting with me a few days ago. He said that when he went home for New Year this year, no one in his family urged him to get married. Only his mother was anxious. She found several matchmakers, and not only did they not ask for a bride price, they were even willing to offer one. But still, no one wanted to introduce anyone to him. The reason? He's already 35, and people worry he's too old to have children. He said that compared to his 20s, when matchmakers came one after another, the contrast now doesn't feel good. But there's nothing he can do, and he doesn't dare to delay any longer. He asked me to help introduce him to someone, and honestly, it's heartbreaking. Right now, matchmaking in Wayfang is so competitive that even women are anxious. Mothers-in-law don't want a bride price. They're offering houses and cars, just hoping their daughters find a partner. Many of my female friends have already said they don't need a bride price. As for houses and cars, women already have them, and their parents promise men that after marriage, the woman won't need to contribute any bride price. They'll even give you a house and help with the kids. So why are these women still single? Yet, these women often end up as so-called leftover women. Actually, they share a common trait.
Generally, these women tend to have higher educational backgrounds, and their personal and family conditions are quite good. But ironically, it's precisely these women who have a harder time finding a suitable partner because all the good men have already left the market. You might be interested in them, but they're not interested in you. So what can us older single women do? The young, high-quality men don't even consider blind dates, and the slightly older good men are already married with kids. Guys, the competition among you is really intense now.
As far as I know, this competition among them didn't just start, right? Now it's layers of competition inside and out. Don't you want to be the next meat sandwich? Every day, everyone talks big, especially those few older single women. They're useless at everything except being number one at talking trash. It's always about wanting to get married, wanting a husband, wanting to settle down, or talking about a fertility crisis. Aren't you tired of hearing these same old cliches? Haven't your ears grown calluses by now? My ears really have grown calluses from this. If any older single woman truly wanted to get married, would there even be any older single women left? Wouldn't they have all married and had kids early? Their kids would be running errands by now, right? It's all nonsense, just fooling honest people every day. So some people are just too naive. Along comes some so-called female overlord in the dating scene, crying and sniffling, and you actually believe her. You think, oh, she really does want to get married. I should give her a chance. Fine, go ahead. Approach her, confess your feelings. See, she'll definitely have a million excuses to brush you off, a million reasons to reject you. Go ahead if you don't believe me. Just try it for yourself. Pick any representative older single woman and see for yourself. See if you don't end up regretting it deeply. See if you don't end up with a bitter taste in your mouth. What I really don't understand is, we're all in our 30s, so why is it that the men haven't gotten married and I haven't either?
In their eyes, older single women are just too old. We're all in our 30s. Why am I old but they're not? Many men don't get it either. When you're both in your 20s, neither has money. So how can you look down on him for being poor? Likewise, when you're both in your 20s, why do some men already have a car, house, and savings? Money is as harsh for men as age is for women. Now, older single women in Hangzhou are really getting more and more anxious because they've realized how quickly they're having to compromise. Now, older single women in Hangzhou are really getting more and more anxious because they've realized that the speed at which they're willing to compromise just can't keep up with how quickly they're losing value. Today at the Matchmaking Corner, I met a woman born in 1987, and this is what she told me. She said she's already met with almost 30 men, and even though she keeps lowering her standards again and again, she still always gets rejected. Thinking back to when she had just graduated, she was completely focused on her career and turned down all the guys who pursued her. After working hard for 5 years, she finally became an executive, and now she's 29 years old. Everyone around her kept telling her it was time to get married, but she felt her own qualifications were good. So why couldn't she find a man with decent conditions? If he didn't have a car, house, Hangzhou residence permit, and an annual salary of at least 500,000 yuan, how could he be a match for her? Even if the conditions were right, she still wanted to test his sincerity. But in her anxiety, time slipped by, and by her 30s, she realized no one was pursuing her anymore and no one was introducing her to partners. Even if someone did, most were divorced, and that made her panic. She started to take the initiative to go on blind dates, but no matter how much she lowered her standards, the men would still complain that she was too old and not suitable for having children. Later on, she could only meet with men who were divorced or had short marriages without children. It was at this point that she realized there was no way to turn things around for herself. Older single women are just like China's real estate market.
Some people think that since there are 30 million single men with the demand for marriage, single women can keep raising their own standards indefinitely. But that's just unrealistic. In the end, it's like a real estate bubble bursting. They'll end up falling hard. Now there are 100 million single women, and it could end up just like the current real estate market, with a bad outcome. Those who are able to take over don't want to, and those who want to can't afford to take over the real estate or the stores. The market seems lively on the surface, but in reality, it's cold and deserted. Houses that can't be sold are taken over by the government, but single women who can't get married, there's no one to take them over.